Hey everyone, so at the moment and as ever, the only constant is change, and there's a lot of things in our lives where we feel out of control, whether it be with health problems, mental health problems, physical health problems. But here's how I take control when I can, is by sticking to my routine. So that's my morning routine, which comprises of getting up as early as possible, ideally at 6 a.m. I've actually had a slightly different morning this morning because I've been at my partner's, so I've only just got back home. But I'm still going to do my own routine, even though things have changed this morning. Normally I'm getting up, obviously, in my own bed and do my morning routine then, which is a glass of lemon water, brushing my teeth, and then doing my exercise. So I'm doing my exercise now, and I'm also going to be going through some of my positive affirmations, putting on my makeup and doing my hair, which is my self-care. But your mornings, however you want to look, make it look, but it's also about how to take positive control when things feel a bit out of control. So I'm going to do my workout, my hand walkouts. But what you can do is, I want you to think about ways of self-care that you can use in order to take positive control in your life, because self-care is how you can take your power back, and self-care really isn't selfish. As I always say, you have to blow your own life jacket first before you can help others. And honestly, when you practice self-care, everything feels a lot easier because you're firing from a full tank rather than an empty one. And actually, I do my hand walkouts, belly dancer style. For me, moving on a morning when I feel anxious and fatigued really helps. I'm going to do my star jumps because I can reach for the stars. And it's looking at ways in our life that we can take positive control when things feel out of control. I think either we try and take control of ourselves through negative coping mechanisms. I've used like eating disorders and addictions or addictive behaviours, or other people project that lack of control onto somebody else. And actually, it's about taking positive control in our lives, so we're not harming ourselves or harming others. We're reaching for the stars. So one of my things is having my house full of positive affirmations and mantras, because when I feel strong, everything feels much easier, and you can reach for the stars because we're stronger than you think. And for me on the morning, I need to start my day the right way, or like today, my morning's changed a bit, but I'm still doing my building blocks of the day, which is my exercise. I also try and write first, but for me, it's getting up out of bed, moving straight away massively helps me, because that's where my anxiety is very physical, and I can feel it in the fatigue in my body as well. So actually moving straight away, having that glass of hot lemon water or mug even, really does help. So I'd love to know how you take positive control. There's all sorts of ways, through dancing, through creativity. And I always say this, when it comes to mental health, no one size fits all. So it's so important to do what's right for you rather than what you think's right for other people. So I'm going to jog on the spot because I'm going to move whilst talking. If in doubt, just move it out. And also I've got my Squats and Sparkles pillow, so that's another way I take control. Is I've got a Facebook group for women to meet their holistic health goals. And what we do, and this works for everyone, set your goals, have an accountability group or buddy, and set your goals each week on a Monday. and your intentions, or you might want to do it Sunday night if you're super organised. Set your goals for the week and then check in on a Friday or a Sunday, whatever works for you, to check that you've met those goals, evaluate them, and then plan for the week ahead. That way, we're doing personal goals, fitness goals, health goals, because rituals equal results, and you need to put a plan in place to make your goals realised. And obviously things change, but that's why it's always important to get your self-care in and your building blocks too, whatever that means to you. I'm going to do my squat jumps now, getting a dab on. So as you know, I also love having a positive affirmation. So a nice positive one for you today. Don't play down your own potential. And I think that's something we do a lot, is we try and fit in too much rather than seeing that our own potential is often, because we are wonderfully, fearfully and wonderfully made. We're beautiful in our own way. I know as well, because I've always said, I was going to do squat jumps, I've done star jumps, never mind. Wrong but strong. Anything is better than nothing when it comes to exercise. I've always said that we often try and fit in and fit the norm, and actually we're not fulfilling our potential. And when you're true to yourself and your authentic self, that's how you can take control on your life, because you start to surround yourself with positive people, the cheerleaders who accept you and love you as you are, and reduce your contact with vampires. So another one for me taking control is when it comes to my impatience in life at not succeeding, or even just day-to-day impatience. I'm the worst at queuing, and I feel out of control because I can't bother to queue up, especially at the moment. Everything feels slow, which is a good discipline for me because I'm not used to slow. I like to move fast. And actually something that I've been practicing is the power of patience. So some of my taking control about being patient is also keeping on with my self-care for me as well. My faith is important, something I've written about for one of the first times this week in my newspaper column, because I'm a bit of a closet Christian, because I get scared to turn people off. But again, it's something that I use. And again, it's finding the right community for you, because no one size fits all. And it's about accepting yourself, keeping on being positive, using the things in your life that help you succeed, not just trying to fit in or please others, because you need to please yourself. You've got to fly your own flag. And as I always say, be your own unconditional best friend. So, as we're all about being resilient, a squat is an analogy for life, which is why I named the group Squats and Sparkles, because I'm all about fitness, feel-good fitness, and doing it with sparkle. But a squat is the perfect analogy for life, because it's not about getting knocked down, it's about how we get back up again. So I'm going to try, on that note, do some squat jumps. Don't judge me on my technique. The main thing for me this morning is moving. So I'm going to do, what am I doing? I couldn't decide if I'm doing those. I'll do those ones first. So I hope you're all waking up, or maybe going to bed at this time and you're doing your bedtime routine. That's something I'm working on as well, is sleep hygiene. So that means getting a good sleeping routine, because again, when my anxiety is bad, I overwork and then get overwhelmed, and then you feel out of control. So it's not that we'll never feel those things, but it's how we bring ourselves back rather than just feeling paralysed. Oh, I can feel it. Oh, I've got a dab on now, got a sweat on. So let me know how you practice daily self-care and what self-care is to you. So for me, it is putting on my makeup, because I often don't give myself time to that, and often I don't even want to do it. I'm like, oh, but then I want to because I feel better once I've done it. So some things like self-care, even sometimes you're like, I haven't got the energy to have a bath, but I know I'll feel better after. And it's looking at the long-term gains. I chatted to my friend, the healing doula, yesterday, Cheryl Wynn, and we've done a Facebook Live, which I'll share on my At Mama May blog Facebook page. And it's about not just going for self-care in the sense of short-term quick fixes. We all like a quick boost, don't we? It's about self-care for a sustainable life. So it'd be the long-term things that make you feel good. So like exercise, I often don't even fancy exercise, but I know it'll make me feel better after, rather than just staying still and feeling paralysed by my anxiety. I know that my fatigue is eased by moving, and so is my anxiety as well. So I'm going to do my squat jumps. Again, like yesterday when I was feeling overwhelmed, I still taught my belly dance class, and that always makes me feel better. So knowing what makes you feel good, it might not even be at the start. You might feel reluctant to do it, but knowing how you'll feel at the end is such a positive way of being. I've totally lost count now. As I say, wrong but strong. We're stronger than we think. 10, 9, and I always count down. Again, it's about mindset and psychology, so rather than counting up where it feels like I'll never get there, I count down, and I never miss a rep, or I probably normally do, I'm doing more than I should because I can't count. But again, it's mindset, because often when we cheat ourselves, we're the only people who's losing out. And once you get into that mindset of excuses for not being kind to yourself, not doing this, not doing that for yourself, then it's just a negative mindset, and we need to transform that and say, okay, right, we're all perfectly imperfect, which is my hashtag, perfectly imperfect, but we can all get better, and it's about taking action. So it's about building on your results, not perfection. It's about progress. So progress, not perfection. And if we miss out something, okay, reevaluate and say, today's a new day, or even the next hour is a new hour. Sometimes I kind of say, well, don't wait till tomorrow or till Monday. Everyone waits till Monday to transform everything. And whilst Monday, as I said, is great for goal setting, at the same time, we also want to be able to get ourselves back on track rather than having a whole week off things. We want to keep on track with our goals. And again, with building our resilience. A squat, which is an analogy for life, it's not about getting knocked down, it's how we get up again, and you want to make it stronger and faster than before. So we're always building our resilience. And remember, you haven't come this far just to come this far. And I don't know if you can see me on the floor, I might just like disappear now because I'm going to do my mountain climbers. But again, one of my favourite songs, and again, taking control, is everything we consume. So including music, videos, TV, everything we consume is subconsciously going into our brains. So for me, powerful songs like Ain't No Mountain High Enough, or What Have You Done today to make yourself feel proud are really helpful. So music, I like to listen to conscious music that makes me feel good and has powerful, positive lyrics. Or I listen to a lot of podcasts and a lot of audiobooks because I like to learn. So again, if I don't think I know something as well as I'd like, I like to learn. So those who know I'm training to do a personal training qualification, and I'm not training to do it, I am training to be a personal trainer with a qualified one, and also in mental health. And I always like to grow my skill set. So rather than berate myself for not knowing certain things, I always try and grow and improve each day. So let's go back to some star jumps and squat jumps, and then I stretch off before I'm gonna actually do my hair and start the day the right way. So I'd love to know how you start your day or any goals that you have. For me, as I said, I found positive affirmations and mantras like reach for the stars really powerful. And my favourite one is you haven't come this far just to come this far, which I think we need to remind ourselves, you haven't come this far just to come this far. So when you're experiencing challenges which feel beyond your control, just know this wave will pass and that you've already come this far. So you can definitely go a bit further. Oh, got a sweat on now. You'll never regret a workout. That's also a good motto. And I've got business meetings today and dancing and work as well, teaching social media and dance. So it's a busy day, but I'm still taking control by sticking to my own morning routine first before I take on the day. So even if I feel a bit overwhelmed in the day, I can be satisfied that I've done that. And then if I do feel overwhelmed, I need to reevaluate for the next day and reset my goals as well, maybe for the next week, as I can be a nightmare of having too many goals and that can be overwhelming. So it's putting your goals in place and then scheduling them. So I made the most of an early morning train journey this morning back home and scheduled my goals down to different days and times, so I feel like they're going to get done rather than every day feel like I've got to achieve everything. Just break it all down. Okay, let's do our squat jumps. Let's go. So I'd love to know what your favourite quotes are and mantras. And remember, today is a new day, so be your own unconditional best friend. So even if we've made a mistake yesterday or slipped into a bad habit, today's a new day. And what we can do, be kind to ourselves. So how would you say that to a friend? You wouldn't beat them up about making a mistake or doing something unkind to themselves. You'd say, well, you must have been having a really tough time and I'm here for you and things will get better. So you have to also talk to yourself like that, because we all need positive self-talk. Nearly there. Oh, then I'm going to finish off with some mountain climbers, because you've got to reach for the stars, reach for the sky. And I always say, ain't no mountain high enough to keep me away from my goals. You can see how dirty my dance floor is now in my living room. So let's go. Keep that core strong, Sophie. Everyone as well, how you hold yourself, your posture can be so important. So try and hold yourself strong each day. Shoulders back, chest out. Smile. Breathe. Take up space. And breathe, Sophie. And also habit stacking massively works as well. So if you know, like boiling the kettle, you have to do a shimmy or clean something, anything that you need to stack your habits on, it really helps. So if you're like me and go to the kettle far too much and have a bit too much coffee, that's something I'm working on in my goals. If you go to the kettle a lot, you might say, okay, well, whilst the kettle boiling, I might do some star jumps or burpees, or whilst I don't know, washing up, I might practice my shimmies. That's just me. I practice my shimmies whilst doing the washing up. Or whilst I'm watching TV, I might do my sit-ups, or I might do some stretches. So trying to build in positive actions, so habit stacking. So if you do one thing naturally already and it's part of your day, try and stack it on. So something else, again, another way to take positive control. So I'm going to finish off with some nice squats before doing my hair, because again, self-care is how we take our power back, and it's so important that we do kind things to ourselves and be kind to others, because you'll never regret being kind, whereas you will regret being horrid to others or yourself. And actually, we can all work on ourselves and be better each day. Take those deep breaths and try and understand others, and understand that a lot of the judges are actually going through difficulties in their own lives. Granted, that's not how I process things. I try and challenge myself, but we're lucky enough to be further on our journey where we don't need to take it out on others, and we can just do our own thing, fly our own flag, and please ourselves rather than trying to please others, because I think too often we can become extreme people pleasers, and actually what we need to do is please ourselves, fill our own tank before we can fill anyone else's. Okay, hair time, so you can move over with me and we can have a chat. If you've got any comments, chat to me on social at Mama May blog. Again, I'm a bit of a sweaty Betty now, never mind. Haven't got time to do everything. But again, habit stacking. So on a Wednesday I do my live vlog. So I decided, because otherwise I wouldn't fit in my workout today, I'd do a bit of a workout with you. But also talk about my morning routine, because when you put your intentions out there, you manifest what you want in life and what you do and your goals. If you put them out there, then it's a lot easier to stick to them, because you're also making yourself accountable. And also, another tip, habit stacking, because I get bored doing my makeup and hair and bits. I often do my yoga squats. So where I'll show you. So I'm not saying this is great for health and safety, but basically stick your elbows into your thighs, bum down. That's what I do anyway. Or just hold a squat at the same time. But I am a bit weird. But that's a beautiful thing about accepting yourself just the way you are. I always say I'm wonderfully weird. As I actually find it easier to talk to you all on YouTube than humans in real life, which I know sounds bizarre, but I guess you are, well, you are real humans as well, but actually than in person. I find the online world easier to work with. I think because I'm such a hypersensitive person, which can then again make me feel out of control because I can't help as many people as I'd like. But again, I can take positive control by doing positive things for myself and for my others within my own remit, because I know that if I'm always giving out, it can be quite taxing on me, and I don't have the energy then for the close people in my life, and sometimes you have to preserve your own energy. And something I found especially going through challenges where you felt like you were being attacked from all corners of life and different people, is surrounding myself in a bubble. So just like visualizing a bubble around yourself. So I do it in belly dance because I do a circle, a salute to the sun circle, I say. So I'm circling around. I have become a hippie in my older age. I'm circling around my body. But that's like my shield of protection. I just visualize my little bubble around myself, where I'm thinking, okay, well, I'm in my safe place. Anyone with their comments or trolling or negativity or even just energy. So for me, negative energy isn't just like verbal stuff. I can just feel people's vibes. And as I always say, my vibes are vulnerable. I'm a really hypersensitive person, which is why I think I struggle so much with people in the real world, like when I'm out of my home face to face with people, because I can really pick up on people's vibes. So if they're really negative or angry or whatever, I don't feel angry, but I feel this like wave of like, oh my God, I feel drained. And it's that noise. So it's not always verbal noise. So it's protecting your own energies. I'm not saying I don't sometimes need to push myself out of my comfort zone, because that's another way of progressing in your life, is pushing yourself out of your comfort zone. But at the same time, I just do that enough, not over the top, where I feel absolutely drained and exhausted. So one of the weird reasons why I can't work in an open plan office, because I get so anxious about being around all these people, and the noise, even if it's quiet, the noise from people's energy really messes with me. So one of the things with taking control in your own life is trying to learn about yourself, challenging yourself, but also working out what works for you. So there might be certain people in your life, I'm not saying totally cut out people unless they're like, you really feel like you need to, because they are a total drain, and you like, there's certain people I know that with, but generally just reduce your contact and just see them or communicate with them when you've got enough energy, because you need to take control of your own life. And if you're like me and you want to help everyone, it can be really taxing, and then you find that you're depleted, you're not helping anyone as well as you'd like, and yeah, you just feel like really depleted, and it's hard to do anything for yourself. So honestly, and something I write about in my new book, From Self-Harm to Self-Love to Be Truly Successful, is that health is wealth, and what we have to do is be our own unconditional best friend, because you're beautiful in your own special way. And often you'll find some of the most beautiful people are those who've been hurt, broken, harmed in the past, but they've found their way out of those depths, and they come to the surface and they fly high. But because you have that deep understanding of humans and connection and the power of not judging people, seeing people's hearts rather than how they come across, it can also be quite draining, because you expect everyone to be like you and to act in the way that you do, and then it messes with your head when they don't. So again, it's just trying to understand that everyone's different, we're all on his own journeys, and you've got to follow your own path and fly your own flag. Because if we don't fly his own flag, who else will? So it's so important that we do fly our own flag, and we're our own cheerleaders. So I always talk about getting those cheerleaders in your life, but also it's important to reduce, to be your own cheerleader and not your own vampire, because we can be that. And I do it sometimes when I feel like I haven't got enough work done, or things aren't going well, or it's not as fast as I want, because I always used to say impatience is a virtue, but I'm now practicing the power of patience, because sometimes things are beyond our control, and we just have to breathe and take control in our own little bubble in however we can, and just be patient, knowing that whatever it is, that this wave will pass. And I've always been testament to show that no matter how bad things have been for myself, mentally, personally, physically, whatever, that most things, and definitely with my mental health problems, the wave will pass. So even, was it last week or the week before, I had really severe anxiety, and I had probably 10 days of really bad anxiety, where I was crying all the time. I was just struggling, but I say struggling, but I was still doing my morning routine and my self-care, and knowing that I had to just show up sometimes. I always show up, and that's another way how I take control of my life, is by going, okay, I've committed, I'm going to show up for myself and for others. And even when at first I don't feel like it, eventually, and each time it's quicker that I get out of that wave, eventually it does pass. And you're going, I was talking to my friend the other day, and I was like, oh yeah, I don't feel that like awful anxiety at the moment now. And I was on the phone crying probably a few days before. So yeah, it's amazing how fast things can go down, but also come up again. So you just have to have that patience with yourself and with others as well. And that's where it comes down to being kind. You'll never regret being kind. Honestly, the power of kindness is so important. I can't tell you how important. But anyway, I'll leave you on those gems. So I hope you've all stacked those habits, got your self-care plan in place. You can also join my health club, Squats and Sparkles, on Facebook. I'm also at Mama May blog on social media. And also below you can see all our Squats and Sparkles merch, because the squat is the perfect analogy for life. Or you can also see our perfectly imperfect merch, because that's again how I see my life, rather than always striving for perfection. It's progress, not perfection, and we'll build on it and get better each day. So sending you all so much peace, so much love, and so many shimmies. If you do think this will help people, please do share it with your networks. It means a lot. And do click subscribe. That's also very helpful. Send you all lots of love. Bye. Thanks for joining me.